Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Snack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. It is going to be on Calm Before the Storm, an enormous map. PswMystic taking on Coors. Coors, the only remaining non-Zerg player in this tournament. Of course, there's only 3 left, man. We're down to our top 3. This is our semifinalists right here, and they will be taking on... let's see, who was it? No, I can't remember. I'll go check, because it's kind of bothering me. Oh, Daisuke. That's right, of course, Daisuke. A phenomenal Zerg player. But it is going to be a crazy final regardless of who wins this semifinal. Mystic, oh man, his Zerg vs. Zerg is ridiculous. That'll be a good combo with Daisuke. But Coors, man, showing a lot of strength, coming back from a early failed attempt to do some barracks, proxy barracks. Doing a great job versus Zerg player there in that last one. And it was Mystery, and Mystery is not a picnic, man. I'll tell you what, that guy is ridiculous hard to deal with. But indeed, he has made it this far. It is that semifinal match. It is a best of 3. Mystic is going to be spawning in the top left-hand corner. He is the purple Zerg. Down here in the bottom right, it is Coors. He is the pink Terran. Working on his wall off. He does have his barracks going down in phenomenal time. And we should see a standard opener from him thus far, or as we move forward, or whichever. How's that? And a scout from Mystic, because you know what? On this map, Overlord scouting, not effective at all. And so, yeah, you kind of have to scout with drones on this one as Zerg. Because, I mean, look at this. This guy's only halfway across. It's 2.5 minutes in almost. And he's only halfway across this map. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But the nice thing is about this map is you can take an easy third in the back of your main. Or sometimes people even make this natural the third instead. So Mystic going to get a little bit aggressive potentially. He's going to go ahead and put his hatchery down in this forward position. And actually for Zerg, I tend to like this better. It makes it easier to guard this ramp, because then you can put your spine crawlers up in this location here. Whereas if you take this expand, well, then you need to put spine crawlers up right here. And that just seems like a weird position to put them, because then they can run by. They're up on your high ground, and they can annihilate your mineral line with like Hellions and such. So I like this better actually for Mystic. And so obviously he's thinking essentially the same way that I do. Good stuff, and he is going to get his defenses up there, I assume. Core is going to take an early second, man. Look at that. Nicely done, but we do get some good scouting in from Mystic. He has found his opponent. He has seen him walled completely off. Looks like this racks for Coors. Going to be pumping out some Marines. Marines going to be headed out across the map with an SCV in tow. Going to be too late to put down a bunker here, I think, at this position. But, I guess they could put it down here. It'd be kind of interesting. It's not. It wouldn't be in range of the hatchery unless you put like a Marauder in there. But even then, it may be out of range. I can't tell how many blocks that is, but yeah, I think it might still be out of range. That's a pretty long shot. But we will see what he's going to do with these guys momentarily. They are cruising up here. He's just scouting at this point. He doesn't really know where they are. Got to find them first. Doesn't see him there. His Marine just going to be kicking it here in the center of the map. He's going to see some Lings cruising out here. Ooh. Oh, wow. And Mystic getting the better of that Marine in a one-on-one battle. It's because he was focusing down the other one for too long. Took too much damage. But the wall off here is good to go. Looks like no Lings are going to make it up in here. But the expand here for Coors up and running. He's going to get that orbital command here going as quickly as he can. Doing pretty solid work here. Units tab going to show 22 SCVs to 27 drones. So Mystic kicking his economy into high gear as well. But Coors now is going to have double the mules, double the fun. Gotta love it. Do have a factory complete. He is going to go straight to a reactor. Guess why? Press 1 if you think it is for Hellions. If you thought it was for Hellions, you were correct. It is indeed double the Hellions coming out, so double the fun yet again for Coors. What can I tell you, man? This guy loves double stuff. Double of this, double of that, and double gas here for Mystic, so maybe everything comes in pairs in Starcraft. 2 players, 2 of everything. Got to love it. Hellions can be cruising out across the field. Looks like these 2 cannot wait for 2 more to come with. So 2 it is. Out to the center of the map. Looks like they've got a Zergling to deal with here. This guy, the gatekeeper to the other side. We'll see if they're going to be able to handle it. My guess is probably. Indeed, they take him down in phenomenal style. Should be cruising forward. Notice that we do have static defense here for Mystic. He's got spine crawlers going down as well as an Evo Chamber. Going to choke this down just a little bit. I like this play. Going to choke it so that they really have to kind of worry about these spine crawlers just a little bit more. This is a very, very smart move. Getting it down in good time. And he's on 4 gas now, though. That's the tail here. A lot of gas here very, very early in the game. So my guess is from Mystic we're going to see some serious Mutalisk play off of potential of just 2 base. Looks like Coors not going to be content just sitting around, so he is going to take out creep tumors. Always good to be active with these units where possible. It's going to force his opponent to try and get some defense out to save this poor Evo Chamber. And here comes the Queen. A Baneling Nest going down on the field right here at the wall off of all places to put it, but Mystic not going to be shy about it, and Coors is going to know exactly what's headed his way. But so far, nobody taking a 3rd base. It's 2 base to 2 base. A little bit of damage going to go down on this spine crawler, but he is going to get into the ground way before he goes down. Those things are so difficult for a Hellion to deal with. Even 4 Hellions there just blasting away at it, do almost no damage. And this guy's like brushing his shoulder off, saying, just wait till I get buried. Just wait till I get back in there. See if you guys want to play some more. Looks like we do finally have a 3rd going down. It is going to be Mystic taking it back here at the back of his main. Some Hellions still cruising around. He's staying fairly active, just checking around the rest of the map here with him. Wants to stay active. But here come your Mutas. This is early Muta play. Coors may not be prepared for this. He does, however, have 1 missile turret. We'll see if that missile turret is going to be enough. Looks like Mystic going to Baleosis from that position. Doesn't want to deal with that, but looks like this tank, definite danger zone, getting sniped. Do have some Thors now out on the field, working on some blue flame here. Got that Thor out just barely in time. It looks like Mystic is going to be backing out. Notice he's going to grab Flyer attacks level 1. We do have a Roach Warren on the way for Mystic. So a little bit of a transition there. Not too much. Here's your Hellions. There are 6 of them in the center of the map, but they are in danger of being sniped by Mutas, so you got to be careful. So he's going to stay active with them. I like that play. And back he goes. No, where is he going? I don't know. We won't follow those lines, but that could be very difficult to follow. I wish they'd show up on the minimap, to be honest. Then we'd know exactly where they were going. Wow, Muta's now going to be sniping some Hellions. 2 of them go down, the rest of them in absolute shambles. These guys got to go get some heal, get some repair. Looks like a 3rd going down here for Coors. Looks to be about a 3rd of the way complete. 4 Thors out on the field. Wow. Good looking bunch of Thors. He's already got +1 complete on these units. Blue Flame obviously complete already as well. And this is a good looking army so far from Coors. Essentially the same thing we saw in that last game from Coors against Mystic. Interesting stuff. Looks like Mystic going to be cruising in here with a bunch of Mutas. Too many Thors to deal with, and so he's going to have to back on out. Backing out. We got plenty of Thors, though, man. This is pretty good defense from Coors. I was a little bit worried, but he figured it out in great time. He's definitely set up for the long haul in this game. 57 SCVs right now to 69 drones, so the mules are absolutely necessary at this point for Coors. I mean, this is yet another example of Mystic, man. I'll tell you what, he's been so very impressive with his ability to macro. It's like he just doesn't skip a beat. His inject cycles are just perfect, spot on. He expands very, very well. He drones up very well. He seems to always have the right amount of units for defenses. And look at this. He's taken bases 4 and 5 at this point. 5, I guess, going down first. But he's going to be in great shape. Going to take this entire side of the map. And gearing up for the late game. You should see him teching towards a couple different patterns. Notice he's going to go ahead and grab his hive tech. Going down pretty good. We've got, wow, pathogen glands going down for his infestors. So he is going to be using some infestors in this army. I would assume for some harassment style of play. I they tend to not be super effective going straight up against mech. But I guess if they get enough invested Terran out, I guess anything's possible. But Mystic going to be transferring some drones. He's going to really spread his economy out over a bunch of bases. That way if his opponent does decide to attack with his very immobile army, Mystic can just kind of transition to a different base. So it's actually really smart play what he's doing here. He's setting himself up for the win. Does cruise in here. Looks like, wow, this expansion had to be evacuated there for just a moment. And now it's going to land. Hopefully the SCVs will come back to see if he got a bunch of kills. Oh my goodness, he did. He killed 22. 22, and we missed it. It's all my fault. Looks like he's going to be, Coors not going to be bothered with that anymore. He's going to put down a whole bunch of missile turrets and try and make that defense happen. But he's cruising out across the map with a whole lot of Blue Flame Hellions. These guys do have +2 complete as well as +1 vehicle plating, but going up against Mutas tends to not be very much fun. And the Muta's going to chase these guys off there very, very quickly. But here comes the rest of the force for Coors, cruising out towards the center of the map. Those Thors going to be the right answer to the Mutas. But is it going to be enough? And that's a lot of Mutas now. We're starting to stack Mutas. We're getting our Greater Spire up and running here for Mystic. Oh my goodness, roaches at the ready, burrowed into the ground. Looks like this is going to be the engagement spot. Roach is unburrowing before the tanks get sieged up, and now going to be sniping these units as quickly as they possibly can, working on these Thors ASAP. Down goes 1, down goes 2, 3 not going to be too far behind. Looks like he is going to get a decent amount of repair going down, but wow, the Blue Flame Hellions coming in fairly clutch. Coors, however, is way, way behind in the supply count. 129 currently to 169, +40 supply. Even more now for Mystic. He's remaxing an army. This guy's so phenomenal. And Coors got to be super careful as he moves forward. Now, this is still a scary force. He doesn't have the siege tanks that he really needs at this point, but the Blue Flame Hellions are actually able to do quite a bit of damage here. Trying to micro that Thor back. One Thor does go down. He's down to just 2, and his Hellions are about to get obliterated. Mystic gearing up to have this one under control. We've got a Viking going to go ahead and land here, and he gets taken out almost immediately. Almost immediately. Wow. And now Mystic may be going for a counter-attack momentarily. Coors in a sticky position now. He's kind of stuck on 2 base, or 3 base really, but his main is going to be mined out soon. So he's got to be careful, but he's stuck down in this little corner. Mystic has got phenomenal map control, as well as, quite frankly, a good tech pattern to deal with this. Gonna see some banelings here. Looks like he may go for the kill before we even see some broods on the field. Sad base. It's okay, but look how many units are streaming out across this map from all locations. That's amazing stuff. Gearing up here for his big, big push. Carapace going to complete there. Wow. +2/+2 on these roaches. Oh, he's backing out in here. Now, that is kind of strange to me. Maybe he feels like that's not the correct unit composition to deal with this wall off here in this defense. And this is pretty good setup. You got to give him credit for that. Got a bunch of siege tanks. He's got a nice little choke here. Good Thors in the mix here, and he can just kind of sit back and turtle up a little bit. But he's got to be careful when you're only on 3 base against a 5 base Zerg who's got complete and utter map control. You just have to be wary of what could be later on in this game. Now we do have more banelings on the way. We've got more Zerglings. Looks like he's going to go heavy, heavy baneling. Notice he's got Flyer Carapace on the way. Flyer attack level 2. Ventral Sacs. We've got missile attack level 3 on the way. Melee attack level 1. He is getting all of his upgrades right now. Everything that he possibly can. And we can see just about any tech pattern from him at a drop of a hat. So if Coors chooses to switch it up a little bit, then Mystic will be ready for that. So it's really going to come down to Coors making something happen, I think, here. Either that or Mystic's going to have to make one heck of a big mistake. I mean, this planetary down here is a really nice addition, but, I mean, Mystic just doesn't feel like attacking it. So he's like, if you're going to stay on 3 base, great, stay on 3 base. But Coors is going to cruise out here. He's going to start moving out across the map. He's got plenty of Blue Flame Hellions set up. +2/+1 on these guys. Going to be fairly effective, but I don't know, man. Let's just take a look at Mystic's army. That's a lot of banelings. Good old bunch of roaches, and we're going to see a heck of a lot of spy crawlers going down. Just freeing up some supply here because he's starting to float minerals. Might as well, but here comes your engage. Banelings going in headlong into mech units, and it's turning out to be relatively effective. The cool thing for Mystic is he knows that he can just sit and trade armies, even though that trade was actually not super cost effective. Knows that he can trade armies and still come out relatively ahead. But Coors, really nicely done there, because he's still got plenty of units. Looks like he's going to go take out some expansions. Now, I kind of disagree with this. Notice that Mystic going to be expanding all across the map during this entire time. So, yeah, he's going to be able to take down and expand. So what? I mean, he's going to be out of position. This would be a great time for Mystic to counterattack, but he may just go for army trades here. Kill off as many army units as he can, of course, and just bleed him dry over time. It's actually a very safe play for Mystic, I think, at this point, to sit here and trade armies. And looks like Coors is going to be cruising forward, is set up to take out this expand. Good drone transfer here. Looks like the Blue Flame Hellions will pick up quite a few kills. Out before the mutas chase them off. Expand does go down, but like I say, at what cost? Because what he really needs to do is, if he could do 2 or 3 of those at a time, that would be great, but if he splits his army, he's in trouble. But he takes down one base, and look what happens. 2 bases essentially spring up in its place. And yeah, I mean, this is just going to be, it's going to be an uphill battle, I think, for just a little while for Coors. Now, the nice thing is he does have a supply advantage. So while there is a little bit of, problems for him in the future, he does have that for now. He should be able to hold on to that. He should be able to max out an army off of this, off of these 3 bases here fairly well. And he is going to be securing a 4th base, which is absolute necessity at this point, and is actually going to be going down in fairly decent time. So here they go. They're going to kill off this Overlord. He's going to have to protect this base, though, very, very well. Probably going to see a planetary fortress here. Coors is going to have a maxed out army here fairly shortly. Looks like Mystic gearing up for some investor play, but here comes some mutas. Going to get blasted away. Wow, look at all those mutas dying. Melee attack level 2 on the way. Chitinous plating on the way. Wow, so we're probably going to see some ultras. Indeed we are. 5 of them are in production right now. That was going to start making Mystic's supply count start to jump. Jump for joy. Muta's going to be working on the back door here. Freeing up some supply as well, I might add. And doing a pretty decent amount of damage. Going to stop that mining there, as well as killing off a couple of those SCVs. There comes a couple Thors. Looks like they're going to take these guys out. In the meantime, Coors going to be cruising out with his army here. Now, looks like he's in position to take down another base. Indeed, indeed. Going down in fairly good time. Good push from Coors. He's just got to be careful of backdoors and serious tech. Look at this army is starting to build up here. We've got Infestors and Ultras and a couple Banelings. Wow, look at all these Ultras. Ultralisk party. We need a dance. I'm going to send a private message to Mystic and say Ultra dance. I'd love to see those guys dancing. But he is going to be cruising out here. He's got 172 supply. A good looking army. All the upgrades you can possibly get on these guys. Look at that +4 armor. Well, not all of them. He could get the rest of his melee attack upgrades. Ultras out on the field though, and that is tons of fun. Looks like Coors about to be maxed out here off of his now 3 mining base, actually 2 mining base. Yikes, he's got to be really careful. He cannot afford to lose one of these bases. But here come the Ultras. Looks like Mystic going to go for it right for the front door here. Backs out there fairly quickly. Didn't like what he saw. There's a lot of defense here for Coors back here at his natural. And Mystic is indeed going to back out. Now notice that Coors is starting to float minerals, but he is essentially maxed out. Just needs to build a little bit more supply and he will be good to go. But that's a big army there. +3, +2 on these. Oh, wow. Phenomenal stuff. Queens out here in the center of the map. These guys not going to last very long. They are transfusing themselves as quickly as possible. They did get out of position there. Mystic making a small error. Gotta be really careful. Blue Flame Hellions getting fungled. I love it. Getting fungled. But the supply count, you can see evening out here just a little bit. Looks like Coors going to go for another base snipe. Maybe. Wow. Mystic rushing in, taking out a couple units. He's still got a whole bunch of ultras out on the field, man. Don't know if Coors has got a good answer to this. But it is go time here for Mystic. Ultras getting into the mix. We've got Fungals going down. Infested Terran's going to be going down as well. But look at that. Coors cleaning it up in pretty decent style. Nicely done from Coors. Wow. +3, +2 on these guys is phenomenal stuff. Mystic now with Broods. Broods going to be in pretty good style. Pretty good style. Brood's fairly effective against these Thors, man. That's the one thing. Thor's not super good versus these critters. Broodlord's going to be tearing this army to pieces. They are going to not have a place to run. Broodlords for the win. Mystic biding his time. Tech switching there, like we said. He's still under in the supply count, but somehow I feel like Mystic is still ahead in this matchup. Maybe it's partially because there's just not enough mining on the field here for Coors right now. His natural here about to be mined out. It's going to put him back on one mining base. And these Broods now in phenomenal shape. Except for they're getting chased down by some Vikings. Those Vikings are going to be super pesky. Here comes some Hellions. Looks like these guys should be able to do a decent amount of damage here. Indeed. Looks like a whole bunch of spine crawlers here. He's just going to put one down there. Cool stuff. Now your Brood's getting into position. Looks like they're going to try and annihilate another base. Planetary Fortress is going to pick up a lot of kills. They don't really count. The Brood's still in great position here. Got Banelings going down. Looks like we've got some Corruptors just in case some Vikings choose to cruise in here. Looks like a couple Broods may get sniped by these Thors. Brood's now not in good position. Looks like Mystic got to be careful here. Coors is starting to make a pretty solid comeback here. He's got that solid upgrade base. Getting out a bunch of Vikings here. Looks like Mystic trying to get his opponent to overcommit maybe to air, potentially. I'm not sure. But Mystic definitely keeping his supply count low, and he's also very low on his minerals right now. He doesn't seem to have tons of mining going. He needs to get some of these guys kind of transferred out, I think, and make that kind of happen. Get some more mining going. He did lose a lot of drones. Let's check the unit tab, see where he's at. 31 drones. I mean, it's just low. He's got to be really careful. But it's not that low. Looks like Coors is going to be cruising out, though, with his force. Yeah, you're right, Mega Good Kid. Kill's a kill, even if it's just a Broodling. He's correcting me on what I said earlier. That those kills did not count. Indeed they do. Indeed they do. But this is a nice looking force here for Coors. Ultra's going to burrow themselves. Look, they're hidden. And no detection in this army. Looks like Coors going to go ahead and cruise up here. I think he should be able to snipe this entire base. What do we got going down here? Looks like Mystic going to go for a little bit of a run by. He is definitely going to stall mining at this position with these double ultras. Coors is going to be obliterating this base, but in the meantime, he is going to be down on 0 mining base for just a moment. That is not good. And now Mystic, the only one doing any mining, so kind of no fun. Looks like Coors is going to lose that orbital command as well. Ouch, that was actually a good snipe there. Now back here, Coors is doing a good job taking care of business there at this position. He did take out that hatchery, a smart play there. He's going to leave a tank here as well as a missile turret of all things. Cruising out to the center of the map with his main force. He's got a bunch of Vikings, good bunch of tanks, couple Thors, and some Hellions, of course. And by some, I mean, wow, 10. But Mystic does need to be careful. He's going to go ahead and engage this headlong. And the Ultra's doing a pretty good amount of damage, but not enough, and Mystic doesn't feel like he can take it down. There's the GG from Mystic in game number 1. Game number 2 will be headed our way. Congrats to Coors. We'll see if he can make that happen again in game 2, but it will be Mystic's map choice. We'll see what he's going to pick here in just a bit. See you guys then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 is going to be taking place on Metalopolis here. Coors and Mystic battling it out. Looks like Coors is currently up 1 game, and strangely so. It looked like Mystic was so far ahead for so very long, but maybe he got a little complacent. Took some key losses and wasn't able to transition quickly enough into the correct unit composition, I guess. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what went wrong. Maybe we'll have to go back and watch that replay sometime. But Coors really turtled up, was able to make it happen. He got just barely enough expansions out of his 3-base play to make it happen, and it was really good stuff. Coors is pink Terran yet again. He is over here at the 9 o'clock position. Up here at the 3 o'clock, it is Mystic. He is the purple Zerg. They're in cross positions now on Metalopolis. And Mystic does get the scouting award so far. He scouted this position, knows where his opponent is not, and by process of elimination, as the cat in the hat would say, the best way to find something that you have lost is to find out where it is not. If you guys don't watch Cat in the Hat, it's probably because you don't have children. I, in fact, do, and we watch Cat in the Hat on occasion. We do have a barracks going down in a kind of a proximity type-ish location. It's the cool thing about this position is it's salvageable very, very quickly. So he can just lift it up, toss it back up here on the high ground if he needs, and he should be good to go. But it does save him a little bit of walking distance out of his base, so not a bad deal. You guys want to see APM? Let's see. Oh my goodness. Mystic with ridiculous APM, and that's under the new system. Wow, look at this APM here for Coors too, man. He is booming. Mystic going to be taking an expansion. He did take that before his spawning pool, so hatch first here. Good stuff. It looks like, oh, this guy going to get chased off, but it did get complete. The Rax is definitely complete. And this drone, got to be careful. He could get sniped in the middle here. Could get sniped. I'm surprised he didn't turn around and try and get a kill on an SCV. Looks like he's just going to harass here. Now these units going to be safe for just a bit from this, wow, crazy psychopathic killer drone. Looks like he has been maybe just taking his medicine or something and is now going to be backing out. But back here at this natural, we do have a bunker going down for Coors. Could potentially make it happen. Oh, the Marine. If the Marine gets sniped in, he's really in trouble. Oh, Marine is going to die. Too bad, Marine. Too bad, Marine. But here comes yet another. Looks like he may make it in here. Yep, he does. Does make it in. Looks like the SCV going to be on the out. Given the good old heal or repair down on this bunker. He can poke in and out there. Nice little bunker harass here from Coors, making it happen in pretty good style. Mystic going to be a little bit annoyed with that, I'm sure. See what he's going to do to respond. Going to toss down a spine crawler. Got a bunch of lings. Looks like he may go for the kill on this bunker right away. Ooh, good snipe there from the Queen. Good control. Taking out that SCV. He's going to try to get the salvage. He did not get the salvage. Nice snipe there from Mystic, and he did clean that up in phenomenal style. Units tab going to show that he did lose a little bit of ground, but is making it up now immediately in his drone count. Beautiful play there from Mystic. Nicely done from Coors. I'll tell you what, that was pretty well executed, but he really needed that first Marine to survive. If he had 2 Marines, he would have been in great shape, but with only the 1, that does make it very difficult to have enough damage dealt to hold on to that. So, good stuff. Great defense, though, from Mystic. We do have some Hellions going to be out on the field here. A Tech Lab gone down on the factory, but still pumping out, guess what, Hellions. Interesting. A second factory going to be going down, as well as a command center here for Coors, gearing up for his 2-base play here momentarily. And a scouting Zergling is going to cruise up this ramp. And here goes Hellions. Double Hellions cruising out across the map. Looks like they will be joined momentarily by not only another Hellion in production, but also by Blue Flame. Now that will make them extremely happy. Gives them that little bit of extra oomph to their attack, making them that much more effective versus those lings that may try to whap them to pieces with their little arms with spiny nubs. Let's see how these guys are faring. Not too well. That was a good lot of static defense here from Mystic. He's got this choke down. He's got his Queen in great position. Double spines here in great position. I mean, that's almost Hellion proof at this point, at least in low numbers and without their Blue Flame, which is on the way though. So Blue Flame should be completed here momentarily, and we do have now 4 Hellions. Is that going to be enough to deal here? Double Queens. Ooh, they're evacuating here. And going to stop the creep spread. That's always annoying. Good stuff though from Coors. Going to take that sucker down. Be as pesky as you can to Mystic. Oh, and look at that. He's doing his little trick. You attack your own Hellion to kill off the creep tumor. Because he couldn't see it anymore. His scan had run out. Looks like this barrack still getting some good intel. Sees what's going on, which is not tons. He does see the Roche Warren, however. Is definitely on fire and in dire need of a repair. But is not going to get it. In fact, is going to die to Little Queen Spines. What's the name of their attack? Talons and Acid Spines. So that's the one. The range. Yeah, there you go. Acid Spines. Now you know. Looks like we're going to see an expand up here at number 3 for Mystic. But look at this. Coors already beat him to the punch. He's got number 3 on the way just seconds before, but not bad at all. We do see a Spire going down for Mystic. It is going to be Mew play here, I would assume, from him. This is a great map to do it on. With those close proximities, you can really get a lot done with those mutas very quickly. And we've got a still forward position with these Hellions. Interested to see if he's going to be able to utilize these guys here shortly. Mystic picking up a small supply lead. Units tab going to show that he's got 44 drones to 40 SCVs. So while the economies are fairly even, it's really good position here for Mystic thus far. Notice he's going to go ahead and grab a macro hatch as well. But here come the Hellions. These guys are going to be working on a hatch. Here come your roaches. No cancel there for Mystic. He knows what he's capable of, knows he should be able to hold this off with no trouble, and does so indeed. Pushing those guys away. Back here at his base, that Spire about to complete. The Hellions are evacuating, but roaches are just too slow to catch up with them. Ooh, a couple Hellions going down there. Yikes, Coors losing a couple extra. He's not super happy about that. We do have some siege tanks ready and waiting here for a potential roach push. Looks like Mystic may be doing exactly that. He's got a bunch of roaches headed this way. siege tech. You gotta love it. Blasting these roaches to pieces. Now they're all in the red, essentially. Except for, I guess they're in the orange and red. But that guy is almost dead, and that is a lot worse. It's another form of being in the red, but it's so red that you can hardly see the red. It turned into a dark reddish gray, a rusty gray. Do you have your Mutas cruising out across the field, and it is about to be Muta harass time. Looks like Coors has caught wind of this one way or another and is going to be tossing down a slew of missile turrets back here at the back. He does have one Marine patrolling here as well. That guy not going to last long against a pack of wild Mutalisks. And Mystic now going to be having to worry about a Thor, though. The Thor coming out just in time. Back here at PswMystic's base, we do have a fourth going down. Going to be expanding fairly well. Let's just check our units tab real quick. 61 SCVs to 57, now 66 drones. So it's kind of a race to see who can get maxed out first in their economy. Now, obviously for Coors, because he does have those mules at the ready, he's really going to have a rocking economy. In fact, let's just take a look at income tab real quick. Notice that there is going to be a big difference there on those minerals. Pretty good, man. Those mules do a lot of work. Do a lot of work. Looks like that fourth is going to go uncontested here. He's going to have it completed here in just a moment. Going to get down double gas there, so he's going to stay heavy on tech moving forward. Wonder what he's going to go for here. He's getting, you can see he's getting flyer attack level 1, pumping out more mutas to add to his pack of roaming wild creatures. These guys doing a great deal of damage. But Mystic cannot lose this game. I mean, he's really got to play carefully and assertively. He's got to be able to take this win down, or he's going to find himself in trouble. And out of the tournament. So he's got these mutas cruising back out across the field. But here comes some Hellions. Looks like they're not going to get tons done. There's roaches here at the ready. Yeah, I don't even think they picked up a kill there. Don't even think they did. Mystic now should be adding the rest of his mutas to that pack. He's got 5 more in production. Where did his other ones go? He had some in production earlier. I guess that is it. That must be it. But regardless, the number is getting pretty high. He's got 10 now. Oh, there they are. There they are. He's got plenty. I was wondering where they went. Should be mixing these guys together. There we go. And the attack going to commence. There is a couple missile turrets here and there, but one missile turret at a time is easy for mutas to deal with. Even 2 at a time, apparently. Mystic going to take down. He's taking down 3 now. He's now going to be working on reactors. And now running away from Thors. Thor's going to be super effective for just a bit. But another tower going to go down. Missile turret. The Thor's having to play very defensively. Probably not a fun situation. But Mystic doing a great job keeping Coors on his back right now. Coors got to hold on to his third, I think, in this game. So it's smart of him to go ahead and take it early. Notice that both players starting to float a little bit of minerals, but not too bad. I think they're trying to gauge exactly where their opponent's at. Mystic going to be securing his 5th base before they choose their entire tech pattern. They don't want to max out on the wrong tech on this map, where it's relatively small. The walking distance across the map is going to be pretty small. If they get obliterated too quickly, then the counterattacks are so very effective on this map. Now we've got a whole bunch of units cruising out here. Looks like Mystic is going to catch them off guard. 2 Hellions go down there very, very quickly. And a gold expand going to be going down here for Coors, but Ling's going to cruise in here. Doing a little bit of damage, not tons. I don't know, man. Mystic may go for the push here. He doesn't want his opponent to get a gold. So he is going to focus down all this AA. Wow. Focusing down the Thor here. It's got 2, 3 more almost turrets to take out. This one going to go down here momentarily. Indeed. And is now going to be in great position to take out these tanks. Now that was a big cost for him. He lost a lot of mutas there. And now there's 3 more Thors coming in here for defense. And Coors does hold at the gold. In the meantime, Mystic going to be securing another base. Guess where he's taking it? It is at the 12 o'clock position. It looks like Coors, thinking he did really well there, may go for a push with these units. Oh, he's just taking the tower. Just taking the tower. Don't scare me there, of course. Mystic, though, should be in pretty decent shape for just a little while with this mini mutas. He's got roaches in production. Flyer attack level 2 on the way, as well as hive tech. So we should see some broodlords on this map. Broodlords are great on this map. You can camp them here in the center, take out these gold expands very quick. But I'll tell you what, man, Coors is not wasting any time, and by any I mean zero and none, to mine this sucker out. He has got all of his mule power going down here. He's got extra SCVs. He's going to mine that sucker out as quickly as he possibly can. Coors is currently maxed out here. Mystic currently maxed out as well. Gearing up for what appears to be defense from this position. Very interesting. Oh, he's going for a drop. Indeed, indeed. Big time drop. What do we have for defense, though, against this push? Here comes the push from Coors. This is going to be difficult to deal with. It looks like this base is absolutely going to have to get sacked. This queen not going to last very long at all. Got to evacuate these drones, I think. Spire having to be rebuilt here, apparently. Or a second Spire. Maybe he's just going to go for more upgrades. There goes that base. See how this drop is going? Looks like a not super well. Coors does have just enough defenses here to deal with it. Oh, there he goes. He doesn't have. He didn't drop everybody. Man, I don't know. I think he's got to consider going ahead and dropping everything. Oh, there's just nowhere to go. That's the trouble. Good defense here from Coors, and now Coors with the upper hand, taking out a lot of units as he moves forward here. He's obliterated this base. He sniped this base up here at the top, and is now cruising in here to snipe base number 3. So Mystic losing a lot of bases. In the meantime, Mystic is going to go ahead and drop this position. Interesting play, taking down the gold. Nicely done. He also has taken down this expansion here. Is going to put his opponent back on 1 mining base. Well, 2, I guess, if you count the main. But the main is almost completely mined out, and they're not doing any mining there regardless. So that's not helpful. But just the 1 base here for Coors. Mystic now with a little bit of an upper hand. He did get a drone transfer up here to this top position, and going to be back to mining here in just a moment. Looks like Coors doing a little bit of dance there for just a moment. But now he's still got a solid force. These 4 Thors going to be very difficult to deal with, and quite frankly, there's nobody here to do it. So Mystic going for the base race. Should be in pretty decent style. Looks like this orbital is going to be flying out. Now Coors does have a lot of minerals, so he can build a lot of stuff, but where do you drop these buildings in this situation? I mean, that's the question. So Coors going to be in a little bit of trouble. The space race going to go, I think, probably in Mystic's favor, but he does have to be careful. He's got to be killing a lot of buildings as quickly as he possibly can. Should be supply blocking his opponent here in just a little bit. These guys got to get back into the correct fight. You can see all these factories cruising out. He's going to start setting them down, start building more units. He's got plenty of minerals to be spending. Hive going to go down. Not a fun situation. Ultralisk Caverns going down up here. We've got Spawning Pool being rebuilt, Roach Warren, and a Spire being rebuilt up here at this top position, as well as another natural going down. Nice play there for Mystic. We'll see if he's going to be able to defend it. He's got these roaches doing their work. They're putting in the effort. I'll tell you that right now. These guys are about to get back to mining. That's going to be good for Mystic. But these roaches need to get as much killed as possible. Going to cruise down here to this bottom position. Muta's trying to be as pesky as they can. And now he's gearing up for Mystic, gearing up for his defense. Up here, let's see what he's got. Overlords. They are not super effective at defending. Look at this. Coors back to mining with his orbital command here at the gold. Not going to get sniped. I don't think these guys have the DPS to make it happen, but they are going to take out a couple extra units where possible. And this orbital should be able to get some decent mining done. Got these mutas still cruising around. They're looking for things to kill. Gonna find some factories. be fairly effective. Take out as many unit-producing structures as possible. Wow. 19 max supply for Coors right now, so he cannot build for just a little while, but he is going to go finish that base race. Going to take out this hatchery here. There's not really any defenses up here. We're about to see some ultras. Oh, well, it's roaches. Never mind. I thought they might be ultras, but not yet. Just roaches. Not going to be enough roaches to deal with these guys. Mutas, got to be cruising in. Here come your roaches for the flank, I assume. Wow, these Ultralisk Caverns going to die here very, very quickly. Bunch of units being loaded up here into these Overlords. Wow, when is he going to attack this? I guess he feels like he just can't attack this army head on. And I can't blame him. I mean, this is a scary, scary looking force. Very, very much so. Factory going to go down here at this position. Looks like this one still trying to produce Hellions, but he is so supply blocked right now that he just can't do it. The nice thing is for Mystic is he does have yet another hidden base. It is all the way across the map. He's got to get his mutas taking out more buildings, though, I think, here. We've got another command center going down here at the natural for Coors. Oh, man, this is a tough one. These guys, what an interesting matchup between these two individuals. This is what it was like in the first game, like late game, and man, these guys cannot get maxed out. They just won't let each other. But a lot of damage being dealt there. Roach going to scout this position. Oh, he should have seen that. Should have seen it. Core's going to be taking out a lot of stuff here. Trying to rebuild some things. Looks like he is going to get some mining done. He's got his orbital command working on some mules. Nice thing is you don't have to have free supply to get mules. So, doing a great job there. Looks like this position did get annihilated by Mystic. He's got a roach up here taking out this supply depot. Looks like he's going to have a free ride for just a little while. But Coors cruising out across the map. He knows he's got solid army here. With those 4 Thors in there, man. 5 Thors, wow. 5 Thors. How many tanks we got? 6 tanks. Good bunch of Hellions in there as well. This mech plays so very effective. But look at this. Mystic going for it. He is going to try and complete this base race. Is he going to be able to kill off these buildings? Because that is all he's got to do at this point is kill these buildings. And he is going to be in great shape. Oh my goodness. The orbital going to be going down here momentarily. I think Mystic may have this. He's got to chase this guy down as quickly as he can with these Mutalisks, and the rest of these buildings are going to go down to the roaches. And that could spell GG here for Coors. Coors trying to kill these buildings as quickly as he can. He's got his army going in here, but look at this. I mean, Mystics has expanded here yet again. It is scouted, but this is one of those too late situations. Looks like he's got one more missile turret here to take care of. Probably going to go head that way right now. I think that's the only building. It's the only one I see on the mini-map. And Coors, where there he goes. He figured it out. I was like, wait a second, Mystic does not see this. Mystic having to work for every inch of this game, man. Coors is just not going to die. He's got that alligator blood or something. But another hatchery going down here for Mystic, and that one is going to keep him safe long enough to kill that off. And there it is. Defeat from Coors. Or 4 Coors. Beautiful job there from Mystic. That's going to take us to game number 3 between these guys. Man, I kind of hope they pick like a tiny map or something. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. But those are long games, man. This is a good matchup. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys in game number 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. This is game 3 of this really interesting matchup here between Coors and Mystic. These guys have just been battling it out. It's like a grudge match almost. It feels like, I mean, it's like nobody was willing to GG. They just fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. And it's like the underdog keeps coming back. That's what happened in the first game, and not necessarily so much in the second game, but I mean, Mystic definitely found himself behind there for a little while. But did make it happen there. Really good stuff. Coors with such a strong army, it was just so immobile that he couldn't make it happen. But game 3, this will be the tell-all. Who is going to make it into the finals? Will it be Coors? Will it be Mystic? They're going to be here on Daybreak, and good 2-player map. Good timing for that. We'll see how that's going to go. Mystic is going to be down here in the bottom left-hand corner. He is purple. He is Zerg. Up here in the top right, it is Coors playing as his standard pink Terran. Going to be working on a wall off here. Got his supply depot going down in great time. And, oops, sorry about that. Hold on. There we go. Let's fix that screen. Sometimes I alt-tab the incorrect way. I just do want to mention out there for you guys watching the live stream, after this game, we're going to take a small break. And we're going to have dollar questions during that break, so get yourselves ready. Get your friends out here. The more people out here on the live stream, the more questions I'm going to do, okay? I want to do a whole bunch of them while we're going to give the winner of this match a small break before they head straight into the finals, because that is going to be ridiculous, sick stuff. So we want to give them a little bit of time to rest. And we want to get you guys out there on the live stream paid for all your watching and for all your StarCraft 2 knowledge, because that's what's going to get it for you. So press 1 if you're ready for some dollar questions. I'm ready. Looks like we got a fast expand here for Mystic. It's going down in fairly decent time. Should see a spawning pool momentarily. Where are you at, spawning pool? There we go. Down goes the spawning pool. He's going to block off the backside of this nice little area here, just in case some Hellions do cruise up into this area. Coors cruising up here. Look at that. He's testing the water. Yep, can't get by. Too bad. Alright, we'll have to go this way. She's going to mark the path here for those Hellions when they do head this way. I know, I shouldn't assume that we're going to see Hellions, but we do see a fast expand here for Coors. Now, that's fun. Put that down way before the racks. Interesting play. Good, solid, fast expand. On this map is not a bad play. Even though it is a two-player map, you know exactly where your opponent's going to be spawning. It is a very long rush distance, actually. That's a pretty stinking far. And because of that, you are afforded some niceties, like abilities, like the ability to expand a little bit quicker than normal, and that is exactly what we see Coors taking advantage of here. We do have a gas going down for him as well, and his barracks going to be complete here momentarily. Back here at Mystic's base, we do have a completed spawning pool. Going to be working on some gas here. Alright, Goku's ready. Working on some gas. Mystic going to be getting that Zergling speed out, I assume. Now, the telltale signs as to what he's moving on for here will be whether or not he stops gas production after he has 100 gas. So we'll watch here for just a second. Looks like he's got 100 gas. Continuing to mine gas. Alright, so we may see some Roach play. Either that or Baneling play momentarily. Something like it. Let's just check that units tab, see where we're at. 24 drones to 19 SCVs. This SCV here in this base got to go down. Finally does. Mystic going to be staving him off. Still mining that gas and not even getting his metabolic speed boost here. Now that's interesting. So he's up to 180 gas now and still no tech. See what he's going to do. My guess is probably Roaches. I don't know, to be honest. We'll see. Looks like he is going to go ahead and toss down a spawn crawler here. Back here at Coors base, we do have this orbital command. It is up and running. Going to be working on some mules here at the main and sending some SCVs over there as well to do some good old-fashioned mining. Not going to take his expand quite yet, but that's alright. He does have it up and running. 23 SCVs plus 2 mules, 29 drones for Mystic. There we go. We've got metabolic speed boost now on the way, as well as a Roach Warren. Here is your positioning. So if you guys want to see where he puts his buildings there. Always interesting to see that. Notice he has grabbed his second gas down here at the natural. So one at each base at this point. And an expand now for Core is going to be headed out here, taking that sucker down. And you're going to be utilizing his mules here from now on, I assume. Indeed, indeed. We do have a bunker gone down. And interesting play here. We do have now a factory on the way. It does have a tech lab. And just one Hellion going to be cruising out across the map for just a moment. Let's see where he's going to head. Just the tech lab. That's right. You can't produce while you're building a tech lab. Of course. Duh. Mega Good Kid. I just want to mention Mega Good Kid out on the live stream. After Son Goku telling us how ready he is for some dollar questions, Mega Good Kid says, "You are going down. I am getting these dollar questions." That's going to be fun. We're going to have some good fun. And some of them are going to do speed questions too. So I mean, like, I'm going to go fast, fast, fast in succession, like 2 or 3 questions in a row, as fast as I can, type thing. So you guys are going to have to answer those. It'll be fun. We're going to try and mix things up here while we have a break after this game. But so far, so good. And a little bit of a holding pattern. We do have some roaches cruising out across the map here. Looks like Mystic is going to go for a push. Coors, I think he might be okay in this position. He's got, well, the Hellions aren't going to help necessarily. But they are going to scout this, are going to back out here. We've got triple bunkers that are relatively full. One bunker goes down. This bunker is full. It's getting healed, repaired as quickly as possible. Looks like it may hold on there for just a little bit. Indeed. And look at this. He is going to be backing out up to the high ground. And Roach is making it up here as well. Mystic with this very, very strong push, catching the Coors a little bit off guard. Looks like the bunker was salvaged there, just barely in time. We've got SCVs being pulled. Is this going to be enough? We've got one tank about to be out on the field. I don't know. He may not quite be in time. And looks like Coors stalled there for just a moment. Wasn't on a move. Is back to his mineral line. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be able to hold these guys off. That is so many roaches. You can see Mystic streaming units out across the map, and we may know our second finalist of the evening. It could potentially be Mystic. It will come down to Coors. He's saying, oh, fail scouting. Brutal stuff. Didn't see it coming. Got to know exactly what's headed that way, and there it is. GGO. Nice manners on that guy. Gotta love that from Coors. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Congratulations to Mystic. He will be moving on to the tournament finals, and that is going to be tons and tons of fun. We will catch you guys here in just a little while. Don't alt tab, always alt Starcraft.